Hello everyone. In the previous tutorial, I showed you how to run a dynamic mesh simulation of a boat inside the wavy water without actually using remeshing, a feature which is going to be a very troublesome feature in terms of mesh generation, negative cells and stuff. Uh, I defined a rotatable sphere around the boat, and I rotated the sphere together with the boat actually in a free rotation or pitching scenario. However, if you want to add heaving as well, which means if you want to translate it in the y direction, this geometry is not going to work anymore. And eventually you need to do dynamic mesh together with remeshing, which is going to be very troublesome with negative cells and issues related to remeshing. But there is another smart way, which is called Overset Mesh. Actually, I'm sure you are familiar with Overset Mesh, but I'm just going to go through it very quickly. So in the Overset Mesh, if I hide my body of influences, so you can see that I have the boat inside my geometry, and then I have a small enclosure around the boat, which I have call it foreground, and there is a bigger one with a bigger enclosure that is called background. So basically you define two enclosures, and you are going to mesh them both, and these overset meshes are on top of each other, and the foreground and background are continuously in each time step or in each iteration are sending information to each other. So this is a very smart and unique technique in ANSYS Fluent or any CFD tool that you're using. And I'm going to show you how this is going to be set up very quickly. I'm not going to do it from scratch because it's going to take a lot of time, but I have done it before, so I'm just going to show you. So in the geometry, except that I have two body of influences or having a finer mesh around my body and also in the interface of the water and air, as I said, I have two enclosures. One enclosure, a small one, which is I have called it foreground. This is the foreground around the body, and I have another enclosure which is called background. So the foreground, when I created the enclosure, I subtracted the geometry, or I subtracted the boat from the foreground, but for the background, it is not subtracted. This is something that you have uh, to take into consideration. For the name selection as well, I have inlet on the right side. So let me rotate this. So I have the inlet on the left side, I have the symmetry on the right and symmetry on the left, and the outlet on the right side and the top boundary condition, the bottom condition, and also the overset. So I have called this whole foreground thing as overset. And of course I have the boat in the middle. So this is basically the geometry. And then when it comes to meshing, let me quickly open the mesh as well, so I can show you how I have meshed. So in the meshing, basically for the foreground, you want to have a refiner mesh compared to the background. So you can have the body sizing. Yeah. So for example, I have, let me show all the geometries, show all the bodies. Yeah. Except that I have also body of influences. So I have the body sizing for the body of influence. I have a body sizing for the second body of influence, and I have body sizing for actually the foreground, which is the overset enclosure. So you can see you can actually see the length, the element size for the foreground, which is 1.5 to the power e to the power of minus 2, and for the rest I have 2.5 e minus 2. If I close the mesh and if I go to the setup, so I have I have a setup for VOF multi-phase flow model with channel flow setup. Let's take a look at the setup quickly. So I'm waiting for the Fluent to open up the project. So the first thing first, you of course want to run the simulation in transient form, and then the gravitational acceleration, as always, you put minus 981 in the y direction, and then the material I have both air and water liquid, and in the models, as the previous tutorial, I have set up the volume of fluid, implicit body force is on, and then open channel flow, and the phases, the first phase is air and the second one is water, right? And then I think for the boundary conditions, so I have the inlet as pressure inlet. Like previous tutorial, the multi-phase flow is set to open channel. The free surface is 0. I have the velocity magnitude as an expression that I have of course defined it here. Let's look at the name expression. So this is a sine wave with the amplitude of 1.2 meter per second and the frequency of 0.5 hertz. And then for the outlet, I have the same thing. In the multi-phase flow, I have open channel. The bottom level is minus 1.05. This is at the bottom of the domain, the background domain. Let me show you actually the mesh before we run any overset. So this is going to be interesting. So if I don't, if I just show the mesh in the XY plane, so I have defined the XY plane in the middle of the this section. If I show you the mesh, you actually can see that I have both foreground and background meshes on top of each other. The overset is not defined yet. So as I said, I have meshed actually both foreground and background meshes, and they are on top of each other, but the overset is not set yet. So let's set the overset. So you go to overset. The overset is this volume. This is already defined, but you have to define the overset interfaces. So you click on the overset interfaces. You click on enclosure background and enclosure foreground, which you have already defined, and then you click create with a name given. It can be any name. I have given the name as overset, right? And then once this overset is defined, you can basically go to initialize and initialize your simulation. And then if you go back again to display and click on this overset, which is going to be available after you initializing your simulation, then you can see that the overset has subtracted. First of all, it has subtracted this boat from the middle, and then secondly, the overset mesh is defined with the communication between these two meshes. So perhaps I can show it better here. Let's see. So you can see that the overset mesh is clearly defined. It is communicating between the donor cells and the cells that is outside this foreground, actually in the background. So the information is being transferred between these cells. I think this is more or less it, except that I have also defined the cell register, and then which is again, I have explained it in the previous tutorial how I have defined it. But then it comes to dynamic mesh. So in the dynamic mesh, you basically define the 6 DOF. You don't click on any settings. And then you define the rigid body motion for boat and enclosure foreground. But before that, you have also to define a function, actually user-defined function for pitch and heave, which I can show you here how it is defined. So basically, at the top, you specify the mass and inertia. The mass is 20, and the inertia is already defined here. And then translation DOF, surge is locked. There is no surge. Basically, when there is nothing in front of translation in X, you put 1. And if there is Heave translation in Y direction, you put 0, because this is how it's defined in the UDF. And then if you look at this, I have a translation in Y, which is set to 0, and I have rotation around Z, which is pitch, which is also set to 0. So basically you go to function, user defined function, compiled, and you click on add. You click on your file and you build it and then load it, and then in this part you will get your UDF available for the rigid body motion. So for the boat, I have specified the center of gravity and make sure that the 6 DOF is on here. And then for the foreground, you have to put the passive option on as well, same as center of gravity and center of gravity location. I think that's it. You initialize the simulation, you patch it, and then you are ready to run the simulation. So I have run the calculation for 100 or 200 simulation, 200 time steps with the time step size of 0.025, and the results is already available here. Unfortunately not, so let me show you the results here instead. I can go to report and then, yeah. So this is the way actually the mesh is rotating, or it's heaving and pitching. So let me run it again. So first, the foreground mesh is going up and down, and then it's subject to the sine wave motion of the water, and then it's there is some rotation around the z-axis as well. And if you look at the animation of the body itself, so you can clearly see how the boat is pitching and heaving in the free surface wavy water. I think that's it. In this tutorial, I wanted to show you how to run a motion of the boats inside the free surface wavy water without actually using remeshing tool, which is quite problematic. And I showed you how you can do it with an overset technique. Thank you so much. Until next time.